minute, Mom.
Okay. Why do you need a recipe when you have a master chef cooking for you right here?
Okay, Master Chef, this better be amazing.
Okay. Rena, you see that? Our daughter? She doesn't believe her own dad. Have I ever given you reason to worry now?
Well, I mean, I can think of a few occasions.
Really? Name one.
Oh, well, I'm not sure you want me to do that.
No. It's perfectly fine. Just go ahead.
Well, I mean, there was that time when you tried to cook dinner for some... Oh,
Just hold that thought.
sorry. There was this time when he tried to cook dinner for 7 people. He tried to do it all on his own. It was like this huge catastrophe. Your dad. Who is it?
Are you... There are 2 people at the door. You're not expecting anyone, are you? Just...
Okay, wait, let's see.
Why are you so worried?
Okay, yesterday we ran into Sheila from the 4th floor, and she said that there were 2 people looking for us.
There's something about what time of the day we're around. They wanted to find out when we're in the house.
Wait, so you're worried they could be immigration?
We just want to ask you a few questions. Open the door.
Okay. What do we do now?
Nothing.
What do you mean, nothing?
We just...
Remember that workshop?
So we just stay silent and don't do anything?
Asserting our right to silence and privacy.
So we can just not say anything and we don't have to open the door. Listen, okay, I don't know. Let's just get out the fire escape.
No, what? What if they're out there too?
Open the door. This is your last warning.
This is our best option right now. We just need to stay silent and we don't have to open that door.
Okay, but if we don't open the door, they might break it down.
Can they do that?
Well, they look kind of big. I mean,
I know. That's not funny.
Okay, let's just calm down.
What did the woman from the workshop say?
I'm pretty sure she said...
CBSA officers are not supposed to break through your door or otherwise force their way into your home. They are not trained to do this.
They are not?
Nope. And CBSA officers do not generally have the authority to break down your door.
But what if they get the police involved?
Good question. So CBSA can call the police and the police can break down your door, but not, and I repeat, not without a special entry warrant.
Oh, which takes time.
Precisely. You can use this time to call your lawyer or notify your friends and family of the situation. Plus, it's important to remember that CBSA may not always choose to involve the police. They may just continue with surveillance, or they might even leave. For those members of our community that are living without immigration status, sometimes asserting our right not to open our doors, that is, the right to silence and to privacy in our own homes, can mean the difference between getting arrested and not.
Okay, great, super. Right to silence saves the day. But what if I don't know any better and I open the door?
Unfortunately, Suruthi, that can be presumed by them to be an invitation to come in. They can then enter your home and arrest you.
So asserting your right to silence is key.
But that helps only if you know that them at your door. But I heard most of the time they don't even come in uniforms.
that's right.
What? You mean they just wear regular clothes? Is that true?
Yes, it is. CBSA officers are not required to wear identifying uniforms while executing an arrest. They're required to wear official vests inside to protect themselves while on the job, but these can easily be concealed under plain clothes.
Okay, that's ridiculous. I mean, how are we supposed to know when CBSA comes to our house if I don't know what the officer looks like, if they don't have a uniform?
The thing is, you likely won't know, and that is a reality that we have to cope with. When we do not have status, we always have to be careful and prepared. Knowing what can come our way is one very important way that we can keep us and our families safe. Okay, now let's go over a bit of what we've learned so far. Who can tell me what CBSA stands for? Yeah.
Canada Border Services Agency.
Right. And what does CBSA do?
They are the Canadian Immigration Enforcement Agency, and they carry out the raids, arrests, deportations, and also manage the immigration detention centers.
Perfect. Okay, now who can name some rights that we as migrants have when it comes to CBSA?
So the right to privacy in our own homes, and also the right to silence. So we can choose not to answer the door if they come to our home. We can choose to stay silent.
Exactly. The right to silence and the right to privacy in our own homes.
But wait, what if they know we are home?
Again, good question, Julia. So let's all think about this situation for a second. Imagine that you are coming home from doing some grocery shopping and you happen to see immigration enforcement outside your building or your house or your door.
Ms. Rena Sinai, my name is Harper Stevens. I'm with the Canada Border Services Agency. We just have a few questions. It will only take a few minutes.
Rena?
I know. I need you to listen to me very carefully. CBSA is here, and they're at the door.
What? Oh my God, Rena, I'm coming home immediately.
No, I know. Please don't come home until I call you. I know this is really scary. We have to think of Shruti. Can you call her and tell her to go to Auntie Padma's place like we talked about?
Okay, all right. I'll call Surti. You don't worry about it, okay? Listen, Rena, I love you.
I love you too.
Open the door.
Do you have a warrant?
In a situation like this, it is always important to ask the officers if they have a warrant for your arrest. Now, this is where I want you to pay really close attention. If you are already inside your home, CBSA will need not one, but 2 warrants. The first warrant, as I've already mentioned, is a warrant for your arrest. And the second warrant is a warrant to enter your home. The thing is, most people just open the door without asking for those warrants, and you don't have to do that. Okay? So now let's take a look at what these arrest warrants can look like. Okay, now this is similar to what an immigration arrest warrant can look like, although it may not always look exactly the same. Always check this document closely for two things. First, that your name is actually on the warrant, and second, that it's properly dated and signed. Okay, now this is what a special entry or a Feeney warrant can look like. CBSA will need this warrant in order to legally enter your home if you do not open the door for them. Now with this warrant, I want you to look for three things. First, that the correct address is on the warrant. Second, that the officers are there within the hours indicated on the warrant. And third, again, that it's properly dated and signed. Does that make sense for everyone?
Yeah.
Yes, okay. Now, if you notice a mistake in any of...
How do we get a hold of the warrant without opening the door?
That's right. Good question.
Right, good question. You can ask the officers to see both warrants. Get them to slide the warrants under the door. But if that's not possible, open your door just a crack while saying clearly that you are not consenting to them entering your home. Then take the warrants and shut the door. Again, inspect both these warrants closely. Okay? Now, if the officers only have an immigration arrest warrant, you have the right to ask them to get a special entry or a Feeney warrant. Remember, if they don't have that special entry warrant, you don't have to open that door.
But what if they had both warrants, but I see a mistake?
Right, so if you notice a mistake in either one of these warrants, point them out to the officers and tell them to get the proper warrants. Then ask them to leave without opening the door.
Okay. What if there isn't a mistake, though?
Then you have two options. You can either go outside and get yourself arrested to prevent them from coming into your home and targeting anyone else. Or you can choose to continue exercising your right to privacy and wait until the officers force their way into your home. However, bear in mind that the second option may have negative legal consequences.
Dad, that was so embarrassing. What's up?
So that's what happened, okay, sweetheart? Just follow the plan like we had laid out. You know our lawyer's number. Just go to Auntie Padma's place and tell her what happened, okay? I'll join you soon. We need to be strong. We both need to be really strong here, love. Okay? I'm gonna see you soon. All right?
Okay. I love you.
I love you too, sweetheart. I'll see you soon, love. Bye. Evening, officer.
You know, you're not allowed to be stopped here.
I was just on my way. It was just a family emergency. I'm on my way.
You're not allowed to be stopped here.
I understand, officer. I'm
License
not
and
here to create any
registration,
trouble. Do we really?
License and registration, please. Sir, you know your license is expired?
Officer.
You are driving without a license?
I was just gonna get a new one. It was.
You're still driving without a license? That's illegal. Wait, don't move.
sorry, Sirthi.
Driving a car when you don't have immigration status carries a very high risk of detention. This is because if you're stopped while driving, or even while riding a bicycle for that matter, you have to show your identification to the officer.
Wait, even on our bikes?
Yes. And the issue is, once the officers have your information, whether it's from your driver's license or just from you telling them your name and date of birth, then if there are any immigration arrest warrants out against you, those will show up in the database. The police can then arrest you and hand you over to CBSA. And this is actually one of the main ways that undocumented people come to the attention of immigration enforcement.
What if you don't have any identification?
Right.
Well, in that case, you still have to provide your name, address, and date of birth. Now, this is all the information that you're legally required to provide, but it's still enough for them to run a search for you in their database.
What if there's not an immigration warrant yet out for me?
So in that case, no warrant will show up. But it is still possible that they will find out that you don't have status. In that case, they may detain you and hand you over to CBSA.
Wow, I see what you mean. Driving is dangerous if you are non-status.
Well, forget driving. Just even walking down the street in your neighborhood, just being brown or black, can get profiled by police, and whether you have a status or no status.
Yeah, so many of my friends have been, just randomly stopped by police on the street.
Right, okay, but in that case, things are a little bit different.
How so?
Well, for one thing, if you're stopped by police while you're just on the street, unless you are being arrested or detained, you are under no obligation to answer any questions or reveal your identity.
So we can exercise our right to silence.
Exactly, very good. But I'm going to get back to that in just a second. So if the officer claims to have stopped you because they have a warrant for your arrest, you have the right to ask them to see this warrant. Again, double check to make sure that it's properly dated and signed and that your name is actually on the warrant. If you notice any mistake, point these out to the officer. If they still arrest you, make sure you tell your lawyer about this interaction.
So what if they stop you, but there's no warrant for your arrest?
Right, okay, so as you've observed, Surati, if the police illegally target you because of your race or background, they will likely start asking you questions about where you're from to figure out whether or not you have status. Now, in this case, you are entitled to exercise your right to silence. This means that you don't have to answer any questions. Just keep asking them instead. Am I being detained or am I free to go? Am I being detained or am I free to go? Eventually, they'll either arrest you or they will let you go.
So always having the number of a lawyer on hand is really important.
Right, absolutely, Rena. Having a plan and always being prepared is crucial if you're non-status. It is one very important way that we can protect ourselves and those that we love.
She's right. She's absolutely right. That's the only way. We have to know our rights.
Yeah. And we can't let them convince us that we are criminals. The real crime here is making us live like
That's right.
Yeah.
And remember, we work so hard, we live on so little, we pay our taxes, and yet we get nothing in return from the system.
Exactly.
Yeah, and friends, don't let them call we are illegal. We're just like human beings, like everybody else.
Exactly.
And we're just trying to get a decent life here, everybody else.
Absolutely.
No one is illegal.
Right.
Yeah, no one is illegal.
Hey, you! Don't let me see you piss on that tree again today, all right?
Yeah, chill out, man. There's nowhere for us to go. It's not like...
Look, just keep your nose clean, buddy, and don't make me do anything I don't want to do. You know what I mean? Is, everything okay, miss? You seem a bit hassled. The punks in this park giving you a hard time, or what?
No, I'm fine. I just like to keep going.
Oh, you'll be free to go. I just want to make sure there's nothing going on, you know? This is a dangerous place. Things can happen.
No, like I said, I'm fine. I just like to keep going.
Look, there's a lot of crime in this neighborhood. Everyone from Timbuktu to Thailand lives here, and it's my job to keep you all safe. You understand that. What part of the world are you from again? So now you're not talking to me.
I have the right to silence.
What's your name?
Listen, I know that I don't have to give you any information unless I'm being arrested or detained. Am I being arrested?
You saying that makes me suspicious something's going on here.
Well, I'm in a hurry, so if I'm not being arrested, I like to go.
All right, you're free to go.
That kind of looks interesting.
Yeah, and there's always coffee, tea, and snacks.
Great, maybe I'll come check it out.
Yeah, so that's the flyer. All the info's there, and our website's right there.
Amazing. Thank you, folks. See you around.
You know, I was thinking the other day about how 18,000 people were deported last year. What does any of this even mean to them?
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying, Ryan. I mean, the law is designed to remove non-status people. So, you know, these rights on their own aren't going to stop deportations. I think if we actually want to stop deportations, we need to really bring our communities together, organize ourselves, and build our collective power.
But if organizing is what we need to be doing, then why are we doing these workshops?
Well, first, I think they're a way to bring people together, and second, knowing your rights helps you make a plan. And for non-status people, planning is pretty key. We have to be prepared for what might come our way and how we'd respond. So, to that extent, at least these rights tell us, you know, what we don't have to do if confronted by CBSA or the cops, and they also tell us what we legally can do. But, you know, you're totally right. If we want to actually stop immigration from tearing apart our communities, we really need to get together to organize.
Yeah. All right. Onwards we go.
Sounds good.
What about that park over there?
Yeah, that sounds great. How many posters do you have?
Like 100.
Okay, perfect.